In this video, we're going to be looking at understanding conventions for the National 5 written exam. So, what exactly are conventions? Conventions are basically elements that are added into a drama to enhance the drama in some way for the audience. Now, there are a variety of different conventions that you can use in a drama, such as flashback, flash forward, freeze frame, frozen picture, mime, monologue, movement, slow motion, narration, voiceover, aside, soliloquy, tableau, and more. Let's look at an example of this. Let's imagine that we decided to introduce a flashback into our drama. Now, this flashback might reveal something about the characters or the character that the audience didn't already know. You might choose to freeze the frame at a moment of high tension. Now, you could use the convention of a tableau, which is a series of still images. For example, you could use a series of still images to get to the heart of the story. You would do this by using your bodies to create the scene in a still image. You would then create another still image and another still image until you get to the start of the story that you want to start bringing to life. There are loads of creative ways that you can use conventions in order to enhance the drama and make it more interesting and exciting for the audience. There needs to be a reasoning or a purpose for using a convention in order to enhance the drama. These conventions might help to create tension. It might help to the release of tension, it might be used as a plot device or a plot reveal or character development, and so much more. You need to think carefully about the convention you use and why you would use it. Now let's look at a question from the National 5 written paper. So let's have a look at this question here. It says, describe 2 conventions you would use in your drama. Justify your answer. Okay. So, the first thing that we're going to obviously have to think about here is it's asking us for 2 conventions and it's 4 marks, and it's also justifying your answer. Now, we firstly have to think about, we have to have a knowledge of what conventions are before we actually answer this question. So we need to think about 2. So therefore what we would do is we would highlight the 2 that we're going to use, and we would put, we're looking for 4 marks here, so that's basically 2 marks per convention. So we're describing the convention we're going to use and we're going to justify it. So again, I always use the same kind of structure here because it helps me. Your teacher might have something different than this, but what we would use is we would make our point, and in that point is where we would talk about the convention that we're going to use. Then what we would do is we would explain how we would use the convention. Now, we're not writing the definition of what the convention is. We're explaining how we would use it in the scene, and then what we would do is we would justify. Okay, so we would justify. So we would write our point here, and then we would explain how we would use this convention, and we would justify the reasoning for it, basically the why. Because earlier on in the video I said you need to have a reason why you're doing this. So what is the point in you having this convention, and what is it you're doing with it? I would then do that again. Point, explain, and justify. Okay, and if you can do that, this here up to here would give you your 2 marks, and then this would give you your 2 marks, which would give you your full 4 marks. Now remember, what you're doing is you have to appropriately identify a convention you would use, explain and describe how you would use it, and then justify the reasoning you would do it. And usually the justification is all about the audience. Is it a plot reveal, a character development? Does it shock the audience? Does it create tension, mood and atmosphere, and all these different kinds of things? And that's what it's asking you to do right now. I would use tableau at the very start of the play. I would create 4 tableaux that would show Jack and Susie as young children meeting for the first time. Each image would represent another moment in them growing up, getting married, having children, until present day, where they are at the hospital. This would help to introduce and establish the characters quickly and to get to the main purpose of the drama quickly without losing the interest of the audience. Now, when we look at an answer like this, we can clearly see that I've used one convention, I've made a point on how I would use it, I've explained and described the way in which I would use it, and I've justified how this is helping to establish characters for the audience. This would give me 2 marks. Now, it's over to you. Why don't you try the same question and see how you got on?